Good evening to you, my most noble-looking friend. You look incredible. Ilia's work is truly breathtaking. And so are you. Do you have your luggage? Ah, very good. Our carriage should be right around that corner. They had some problem. Apparently, they don't have enough carriages tonight because everyone seems to be going to the Vegelbud's mansion. So, are you ready? Alright. Oh, I'm so excited. When they said that they didn't have any normal carriages available at the moment, this is not what I expected them to put us in. We're sitting in a Demeritium cage made for mages so they can't use their magic. Oh, this feels horrible. I hope someone does something about King Rhodovit. King. Shouldn't even call him a king. That man should not be near any throne. I hope someone takes care of him soon. You're right. Let's not talk about that. Not tonight. We are going to a lavish banquet. Not just any banquet. One of the most noble, prominent, rich Redanian families is hosting it. Did you know the Vegelbud's family line can be traced back to the first human settlers? That's incredible. Well, apparently their family founder, Erasmus Vegelbud, was the one who made them rich. But he is long gone. The currently oldest living family member is Patricia Vegelbud. I doubt we're going to see her tonight, though. She keeps to herself. She's a sweet old lady. Oh, well, the current leader of the family is Ingrid Vegelbud, who's also hosting this banquet and organizing the horse races, too. Oh, you haven't heard of those either. But you like horse races. They are hosting them in the name of their ancestor, Erasmus Vegelbud. Perhaps you could join them this year. Who knows? I wonder if we're going to see Ingrid's son, Albert Vegelbud. According to rumors, he has become an alchemist. And the problem is that the witch hunters found out about that. There is only one explanation for why they haven't done anything about it yet. Ingrid is probably paying them a huge amount of crowns to keep quiet and to leave her son alone. But this won't go well forever. They're going to ask for more and more until she cannot pay anymore, and then... Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Albert should get away from Novigrad as soon as he can. Oh, he's her only son. There's also Albert's cousin, Luke. He's sort of the black sheep of the family. He could be there tonight, I'm not sure actually. All I know is that Ingrid hates him. She wants to see him fail at everything. I don't know what happened between them, but it's very bad. But of course, we're not just going to see the Vegelbud family. They're inviting all sorts of important people from all over the continent, not just the north. I'm very excited. Oh, it looks like we're about to arrive. Alright, I'm going to bring our luggage to the guards and then quickly meet up with a friend of mine. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead to the inner gardens? I heard that's where the most important people and the food are. And then I will look for you and get to you as soon as possible. Alright, don't get lost. I will be with you shortly.
Scouring Vegelbud died here. Do you think the women, they can't be so?
I knew you'd find it immediately. I think we've been in Beauclair for so long that we've developed an extra sense to find food, even if we don't see or smell it. Like Witcher senses, but with food. Speaking of food, they have fruits here from Ophir. Should I become poet? Careful now. I have a weapon and I'm not afraid to use it. Well, you're lucky we have too many witnesses here. Anyway, turns out I was right. We do have some fascinating guests here. Don't look immediately, but where I'm looking right now, there's a man wearing a golden mask of a lion. Do you see him? That's Morvran Voorhis. General Voorhis. He's very close to the Emperor, and somehow even related to him, but I don't know how exactly. He's quite impressive, actually. He's around my age. He's a member of the Guild of Merchants, a famous member of the Nilfgaardian opposition, and very capable at tasks at court, but also on the battlefield. That's why many consider him to be a very possible candidate for the throne. Well, I actually knew him when I was younger. We met a couple of times as children because our fathers had some business. We didn't particularly get along very well. Well, I was very energetic, and he was stuck up, even as a child. He always had this sense of duty. So, what do you think? Do you want to play a round of Gwent with him? Me? Oh, no, that's a terrible idea. I'm terrible at Gwent. I want to learn it, and sometimes I sit down and I learn the rules, and then I know how it works for a day, and then I forget again. It's an endless circle. Oh. Alright, don't look. But to your right, there's Baroness Maria Louisa Lavalette. I know that name means nothing to you, but she was the secret mistress of the late King of Temeria. King Foltest. I did not expect her to be here. They were seeing each other until his death last year. I think it started in 1262 or 3. Rumors say that her 2 youngest children are actually King Foltest's, not her husband's. That actually caused quite the uproar some time ago. You see, the nobles weren't really happy with these 2 illegitimate children, and the entire affair, of course, so they started to revolt. But King Foltest eventually crushed them. That was that. But she seems to be doing quite well now. No, this time you can't look. Do you see that man over there with the yellow and red hat? I think he's an artist. Yes, I'm quite sure. His name is Van Rogh. He's relatively new, but he painted this piece called Starry Night over the Pontar, and I've been trying to get my hands on it for so long. I have no idea where it is, but someday I will have it. I think they put some easels in front of him. I think he's going to paint something live. Alright, let's grab as much food as we can carry and go over there. I need to see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, today will be a most remarkable day for you because today is the day you can tell your children and your grandchildren and your great-great-great-grandchildren that you met the amazing artist Van Rogh. I was invited by Ingrid herself. We're on first-term name basis, you see, me and Ingrid. Vegelbud, you might call her, but Ingrid to me. She has, I say she has given me honour. I have given her the honour of attending this little soirée. Now, I did think I would have to only present my own artwork today, but I have been asked if I could demonstrate the process itself. Now, we all know the process is one of the most important parts of the artist's repertoire, of course. But if you could just... Yes, and yourself, if you could... Yes, if everybody can just keep back this way, please. I notice a few of you actually have your own easels. And I think we're going to be painting together now, aren't we? Yes. Quite remarkable. I'm looking forward to seeing your amateur or semi-amateur paintings myself. But I will help and guide us through the way. Okay, I don't feel that you have to, and I should be doing charcoal and chalk drawing today, and I don't feel you have to... Oh, that's fine. It's a little bit passé, but paint is rustic and fine, yes, of course. But yes, I will guide you through the process of the world that is known as art magique. Now, when we draw something, when we paint something, when we sketch something, the first thing we must have is a vision. Art is like a noble journey from the destination of your mind to the arrival point of the page itself. Yes, only the most magnificent can make that journey from start to finish in an eloquent way, but we can all make the journey in our own way, for certain. Now, as a subject, I can paint anything I want, but I'm thinking today, since it is such a special occasion, I'm going to do a little portrait of you. Of course, now, if you can just stand perfectly still, perhaps some sort of casual pose would be nice. I'm thinking something like, or maybe something a little bit more dramatic, I don't know. Is that the best you can do? But no, that's fine. Of course, that's fine. It's a bad worksman who blames their tools, no matter how... Yeah. No matter how bad their tools are. Okay, let us start. Of course, you can paint whatever you want. You don't have to necessarily paint this fine personage here, but it would be nice that way you can compare things. Right. We'll start with the frame itself. They say the frame is the eye through which the universe views itself. You don't want anything too elaborate, I think, for the frame. The actual main meat behind the art itself should be the subject. Let's not distract too much from it. That's okay. You know, we just have... There's no such thing as a mistake in art. Well, there is for you, but there isn't for me. Just happy little accidents, I think. So we're going to put a nice little frame in here. Yes, that looks rather magnificent. Nice pastel and bright pink works very well for a frame. Yes. Still not touching on the subject yet, because we will move to the subject after we have built our tableau. Now let me get another colour here. We shall draw a lovely sky here, I think. Yes, it's a quite boring looking sky, so we'll liven it up with our own imagination. Could you keep still, please? Sorry, you just keep moving. It's yes, well, I will get to you though, eventually. That's the thing, isn't it? That's okay. Oh. Happy little accident again. Here we can just turn it into a cloud. clouds are all, you know, shapeless and cloudy, I always find clouds to be rather symbolic of confidence and perfection of this universe. You know, we worry about ourselves quite a lot, don't we? We're like, oh, not myself, but I imagine you folks do worry a little bit about yourself and think, am I doing the right thing? Am I working hard enough? Am I heading in the direction I should be heading? Now, look at a cloud. A cloud doesn't worry about itself. In fact, have you ever seen a cloud that you thought, that isn't in the right shape? Of course not, because clouds are perfect as they are. Oh, little mess up in there, but sometimes when you're working live like this, it can happen. You can make slight mistakes. I'm not used to this particular easel, which is not fantastic. Also, these chalks that have been given are not something I'm used to either, and I would say they're of lower quality than I typically. But as someone who once said that when sailing, no matter where the winds go, you can always adjust your sails. So that's what we're going to do. Very nice. And no matter how bad your art might be, if you can just stay behind the line, please. Yes, I know it must be very tempting to see the work of an artist of my caliber, of course, but I would prefer you not to look for two reasons, two very important reasons. First, it would influence what I'm drawing. You see, when someone views something, it could be influenced itself by the viewer. And the second, and possibly most important, is I wouldn't want you to feel an intense feeling of shame by looking at my magnificent masterpiece and comparing it to your doodles, shall we say. I think the word doodle fits quite nicely. Right. And we are going to draw the sun. Now they say the sun is the aperture through which the universe views the things that it's viewing, including the sky. So we want to draw, in my opinion, a happy little sun. We don't want a sun that shines upon us dourly now, do we? Because that would always, of course, affect the way we feel about the subject. And this subject, well, they need all the help they can get. So we just draw ourselves a little sun there. And as we know, the sun has little rays that come. Right. If you could all just, and I know I said this, that it would influence, but don't worry, I'm not going to influence your work. If you could all just turn your paintings to me, please, so I can have a little look and I can see how you're progressing. Oh, that is a good idea, actually. And terrible. Oh, that is a nice thought, actually, to shade the light in with the sky. That's very clever. I'm doing the same thing myself, actually, as it happens. Right. Very good. Let's get on to the actual work of the personage. It's fine. Yeah. Now, when drawing a person, one has to look at their entire overall form. And then one has to imagine what specific object might they be. Do they personify a fire, or a mountain, or perhaps water itself? And then once you have, and I feel a sense of water, once you have the sense of what it's going to be, then you allow your body, you allow yourself to flow in that sense. So I'm going to flow in a more aquatic sense when I draw here. Lots of nice wavy lines like such. Yes. Yeah. Yes, and then that's okay. We'll cover that up with something. As I say, there are no mistakes when you are a great artist, such as myself. Just happy little accidents. Now, actually, I'm going to do a little bit of focus, if you don't mind. Now might be a good time for you to look at your own artworks and compare them, perhaps, and give each other tips on what you think might work better. Well, I just have a little focus here for a minute or so. Yes. Don't worry, I won't be listening in.
I know it's not a portrait of you. I tried to keep up with him, but not seeing what he's doing makes it a lot more difficult. Look, I painted the frame, like you said, and the sun, like you said, but then I took too long for the sun, and I forgot what else he painted, and because we cannot see it, I ended up with this. Maybe it would have been better if they had given us more than just one color to work with. And honestly, I don't think he's a good teacher. I mean, I chose the color red because it represents my love for nature. And also because I wanted to go against society, claiming red as a color that represents blood. And so I painted nature, which you would expect to be green, but used red to show that there is more to this color than just sadness and blood. Let's never speak of this again, all right? But say, my friend, how much would you be willing to pay for this masterpiece? How dare you? It's worth so much more than that. At least now you can, whenever a conversation gets boring, claim that you have once been a painter's muse. That is very impressive.
We had a chance to show each other our amateur scribbles. Very good. Magnificent. Surely magnificent. Some people have trouble with the hands of a person. Now in that case you can put them behind the back, like this. You can have them wear gloves. Of course I'm going to do it myself because I'm quite good at hands. Quite good is somewhat of an understatement. Okay, let's do the hands. 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5 fingers, and a thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the thumb. Perfect. Now we should do the feet. Fortunately not barefoot, so we can do the nice boot shoe here. remember the waviness of the world. Perhaps go for a nice. The tile work is rather beautiful on the ground. We should capture that. All artists' mediums should be light. We're looking for where light strikes and makes stains upon the world. Oh, that's so good. Really is rather remarkable. Yes. Look at this. Perhaps we put a little waistcoat on there. Make you somewhat more fashionable. There's only so much I can do. I'm not a miracle worker. Maestro? Yes. Miracle worker now. And of course, little do the eyes there, a little part of the eye. Perfect. We can get entrance like that. And the hair itself, of course. Make sure you have that wig when you're doing the hair. Very good. They say art is like a box of delicious bonbons. You don't exactly know what you're going to end up with until it's over. Now we're going to put a happy little tree in here as well. Trees, of course, one doesn't always have to use the correct colour, because that can be very limiting, I think. There's nothing wrong with the blue tree. There we go. Some lovely little branches on there. Beautiful. There we go. Nice little birch tree there. Art is actually like a honeycomb that cuts through a birch tree. If you knock the acorns, then they will fall into the dirt, and then you end up with extremely bad artwork in that case. Now, if you do have any mistakes, you can cover them up. Go back to the canvas itself. I don't have any mistakes. I'm just doing this as a demonstration to you. Put a nice little drink here. A goblet, shall we? Very good, and I think I don't want to oversell myself, but I think that is absolute perfection. Yes. Oh no. Oh no, I possibly could not do that at all. No. All art is perfect in its own way, and I feel there's no need to for me to show you. For me to show you what I've done here. Yes. No, I'm sorry, I can't. I really shouldn't. Was that Ingrid shouting? Oh, I'll just be with her right now. I'm just going to take this here. If you can all look at your artworks, and we will save mine. And you may want to look at some of the artworks I've pre-painted. Definitely myself. 100% me. no help whatsoever. There is a lovely collection there, and you'll see what masterpieces they are. Very much in my style, the way I do it, with my own skills, with no help from others. Okay, thank you very much, and I will hopefully see you all soon, and please buy one of my artworks at the very reasonable prices that they're at. Thank you.
There he goes. I have to admit, I don't feel like I've learned anything useful. But it was interesting to see an artist at work nonetheless. Even though we didn't get to see his art. I suppose we'll never understand how the mind of a true artist works. Anyway, I believe the fireworks are going to start soon. So why don't we take all of our food and look for a good spot to watch them? I think I saw a nice balcony earlier. Alright, let's go. I will just leave this horrible thing here. I don't need it. Alright, let's go. Wow. What a way to end the night, huh? We are really lucky Ingrid allows our guests to stay here. If not, we would have to go back with the carriage that we came here with. If you can call that a carriage. This way, we can simply ask for 2 horses tomorrow and go back to Novigrad that way. Are you going to enjoy the fireworks a bit longer? Alright. I'm tired, so I will go to bed. I will see you tomorrow morning then. Good night.